Lake Geneva, Switzerland, home to the world's super rich and their secret bank accounts. Home to UEFA, football's governing body, and home to CAS, the Court of Arbitration for Sport, who in 2020 made what some believe is one of the most controversial decisions in modern-day football. It was here that Manchester City's 2-year ban from European football was sensationally overturned.
I don't think it was a good day for football.
This is a scandal. This is one of the biggest scandals.
It's a disgraceful decision.
Led by one of the greatest managers of all time, Pep Guardiola, and owned by one of the richest men in the world, the UAE's Sheikh Mansour, Manchester City have just won the treble. Winning the European Champions League, the FA Cup, and their 6th Premier League title was, according to Guardiola, written in the stars. But City have been brought back to earth. They're facing an unprecedented 115 charges from the Premier League for allegedly reporting their finances inaccurately over a 9-year period. Something City, its owners, and the club sponsors strenuously deny.
Welcome back to the Football Terrace. The full feature-length documentary into the allegations against City is available. But when you watch it, new information is revealed, names are revealed around the alleged cheating that link in to the leaked and hacked emails that started this process many, many years ago. Now, I need you to hit the like button. I need you to subscribe to the Football Terrace right now and turn on the bell notification button. We're going to take a look into this. We're going to look at the allegations in question that UEFA's probe ruled that a £30 million payment from the owners was disguised as sponsorship. This has been proven by UEFA, but only thrown out because of the time barring rules, because of the law within Switzerland and the law that UEFA conducts itself under. It wasn't able to be upstanding against the ban, but it was proven. Now, the documentation and the details and the name of the individual that paid this £30 million payment have now been revealed. We're going to delve into that on this video. We want your thoughts and feelings. Let's watch the rest of this trailer on this brilliant documentary that's been made.
In this film, we reveal secret documents and emails which the club and their Gulf owners didn't want the world to see. £27 million to be funded via Etihad. The rest to be funded by alternative sources. We investigate whether City knowingly disguised income as sponsorship payments and obstructed UEFA's investigations. And we exclusively reveal UEFA's damning verdict. The club accounting was designed to conceal the source of the funding. Compelling evidence that arrangements were made to disguise the true source of equity funding. Football insiders speak out for the first time.
For us, it was clear that Manchester City was cheating with its commercial income and was deflecting from the losses.
There's lots more on this. It's about an hour long. The link is in our description. Go and watch it. But I've seen a lot of City fans in the last few days say it's just regurgitating old information. And there is some truth to that, there's no doubt, but it reveals opinion, insight, and far more details than the leaked emails and articles surrounding it are provided so far. And a big part of this connects into the proof that a £30 million payment was proven to be made not by a sponsor, but by a third party on behalf of the owner, Sheikh Mansour himself. Now, a lot of City fans will say, well, this means nothing. We're still going to challenge the charges. What does this mean? I think football fans need to be made aware of this. I think football fans need to focus on this. I'm going to be very consistent to what I've said all along, that if they get proven innocent, I'll say they're innocent. If they're proven guilty, I'll condemn them. However, I can't not talk about one of the biggest talking points in Premier League football right now. Now, the article here on Sky that takes from this breaking news says that UEFA's investigation into Manchester City concluded that two £15 million payments from a broker was funding from the club's owner disguised as sponsorship revenue. It says the report by the adjudication committee of UEFA's club financial controls, which they refer to as the CFCB, is effectively the written reason behind the decision to announce in February 2012 to suspend City from European competition. So this had never been revealed before up until now. This information was picked up by the company that made this film on YouTube. The report says that City's lawyers had told UEFA's disciplinary hearing that the two £15 million payments from telecommunications firm, I want to try and pronounce this right, Etisalat, in 2012 and 2013 were made by a man called Jabir Mohammed, who was described as a broker, and that the sponsor repaid the money to City's owners in 2015. So City themselves have admitted to a third-party broker paying the money into the club on behalf of the sheikh, and the sponsor 2 to 3 years later paid the sheikh back. So they didn't have the money to pay City then, but it was done. That's what City have stated. The Times reports that the adjudication committee said that arrangements were made under which payments were made or ceased to be made by the Abu Dhabi United Group, a private equity fund controlled by the Sheikh Mansour, but attributed to a sponsor's obligations as to disguise the true purpose of the equity funding. And those arrangements were carried out in effect by two payments made by Mohammed Jabir totaling £30 million. Now, there's a direct quote from the adjudication, which again is brand new and new information. And there's also some footage of this. When you actually look and watch the documentary, they delve into this as well. So let's take a little listen.
The UEFA, Club Financial Control Body, found Manchester City to be guilty
So the UEFA did find them guilty based on this reason.
of lying about its accounts.
The adjudicatory chamber concluded payments reportedly made by sponsors were in reality payments from ADUG or the owner. The AC said they were comfortably satisfied that the leaked emails were true and provided compelling evidence that tens of millions of pounds were to be funded or procured to be funded by or on behalf of ADUG. So as to
Remember, ADUG is the Abu Dhabi United Group, a private equity fund controlled and managed by Sheikh Mansour, the owner of City.
disguise the true purpose of equity funding. It added, the AC is comfortably satisfied that the club and ADUG entered into the arrangements set out in the emails, and that these arrangements continued until at least the year 2015-16.
So pretty compelling and pretty intriguing information that is coming out here. Now, City will deny this. City will say they're going to challenge it. But this is the one thing, the thorn in the side for me, that I can't get rid of out of my head. They challenged it with the same super rich lawyers, powerful lawyers, brilliant lawyers with UEFA. And they got out of this and they overturned their 2-year ban because the incident was time barred. It was such an old occurrence of the rule breaking that they could not be punished under UEFA rules and laws. Those time barring laws do not exist in the UK. And as far as we're all aware, those same regulation breaches, falsifying income, payments made by a broker instead of the sponsor, and who knows whether they paid the sheikh back or not. You've got to be asking those sponsors to prove that, surely. That's against the Premier League's FFP rules and regulations as well. Now, this is just one example of one of the sponsors in a particular year having these payments done by brokers. The Premier League has stated, and they are adamant, that they have multiple pieces of information that this has happened many, many times over a 9-year period. Now, my advice is go and watch the full movie, go and watch the full documentary. They call it a movie, I call it a documentary. Very intriguing, very easy to digest, and you pick up lots of different opinions of people. Some of it I think is true, some of it I believe is opinion-based things, opinions from the journalists, as opposed to telling us facts and information. But I will push back on one thing. This isn't old information being reiterated, rehashed. This is official documentation from UEFA's investigation that's been revealed for the first time. And sadly for Man City fans, it absolutely backs up the claims made in those leaked emails. And remember, this is not a court of law. This is a civil matter. So how the emails were obtained is irrelevant to the outcome. They will not be thrown out of the adjudication because of this. What's also important to remember is that the Premier League rules state that any action they take against a team in a hearing, there is no right of appeal via the courts of arbitration. So City cannot appeal whatever this final decision is by the Premier League. Time bar doesn't exist. So it's going to be a very intriguing conclusion. Now, when is it going to end? We don't know. It could be this summer. It could be a year, 18 months, 2 years. Nobody at this stage has any idea. But if I was a Man City fan and I saw this news come out today, where there's in this movie where there is documentation and emails and information that proves that you admitted to a broker, a fixer, making payments to you instead of your sponsor, this would be a big, big concern for me. As ever, I want you to leave your comments below. I'd love you to subscribe to the Football Terrace as well. Until next time, take care. Goodbye. God bless. And we'll see you all again very, very soon.